dear. What can I say? I'm straight out of bed. I've just finished the readings. My hair looks an absolute mess. You get me as I am. It's, there's no false front here. This is me. I feel like I want to burst into song. With the whole "this is me" thing. I don't know who's on board this morning. It's 7:27 here in Australia, so it's bright and early. Yesterday I was really late and nobody was on with me. I felt very lonely, but that's okay. So I thought I might do a little bit of a reading online this morning. The readings are coming up a bit sort of convoluted at the moment, but the what's cracking and the bonus reads seem to be coming up pretty much the same. I think there's only been one day this week when the two have been quite different. So I thought I might do a little bit of a read. I will bring you a card. Actually, let's do that first. Hey, 5:27 p.m. in Florida. Okay. I like that head troll. Beautiful. Hey, Jules, how you going? You're up and about early too. I'll read you a card from the animal spirit first, and I thought I might do a read. Being I'm looking my glamorous self. Everybody else is taking their garbage bins out, getting dressed up, and Yvonne's on YouTube just looking like she just got out of bed. I have actually had a really bad night. I was awake at 2:00 because I fell asleep early. Hey, Elizabeth, how you going? Good evening. And I woke up at 2:00 as I do, bright as a button, which is early for me. Normally it's about 3. So I tried to do 2 meditations and could not go back to sleep. So I ended up putting on a movie on Netflix. I'm doing the reruns of The Mummy at the moment. I actually have the movies downstairs, but I've been tuning them in on Netflix and mummying myself off to sleep. So I watched the next movie installment, the Scorpion King. Who doesn't mind a bit of rock? Okay, 2:00 in the morning, 3:00 in the morning. Okay, so we have here the mouse coming up, but I have the dragon behind it. I think we had the mouse the other day. So that's the mouse coming out there. And then I have the dragon. So I'm interested to see why they've given us 2 this morning. So let's have a little look. I hope you're all taking care. I've been noticing it's been pretty good here in Australia. The virus seems to be being pushed back a little bit. We're, as they say, flattening the curve quite well, but it only takes one person to make that change. So hopefully people keep working towards quarantine so that we don't have any peaks. Okay, so the mouse has an innate desire. So I always think, it's sort of about understanding that this person obviously feels threatened by you to start with, and that's no need to fight back. But it is good to understand that you are obviously doing your job, but the person really feels that you're doing your job too well. So they will often try to manage that so they feel better about themselves. Micromanagement with the mouse. So what does the dragon say then? Because this is a very potent card, and I guess the dragon is the card like the major arcana in the tarot deck. So let me just find him here. The dragon. He has a big write-up too. Okay. Okay, now I'm seeing why they've given us the 2. The dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. See, watching other people. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look in the mirror deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies, witnessing this omnipotent energy even for a brief moment. It helps us surrender and let go. We let the dragon guide us, we hop on its back for a ride, and we traverse even the most difficult terrain. The dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, the Agni is dim. Agni is described as inner fire or sacred intelligence. May even the mention of the dragon stir the embers of intelligence within you. Wow, okay. So this dragon lives in your navel center in the Manipura chakra. Manipura translates to the city of hidden gems, and behind its gates burns the fire of transformation and digestion. The sages believe health of the fire at the navel center is what governs our ability to clearly see both the inner and the outer dimensions. So I'm feeling here that the mouse is sort of showing your ego side and the dragon is showing your true self. So there seems to be an energy at the moment of people understanding what their ego is. Oh, everybody's around here. Somebody thought they'd lost me. So I hope you've got me back. Hi, Gigi. Yeah, I love dragons too, Jules. Oh, you got me back. Good. Hello, beautiful. Hi, Louisa. How you going? Thank you, and love to you too. So I feel like at the moment this is a great indication that people are starting to see their own ego, or starting to sort of awaken to the idea of the ego being part of who we are, but being able to differentiate between the two. Because the mouse is, as it said, is about ego. It's about sort of micromanaging, keeping things in check, controlling. And the dragon is about seeing the out of purpose, our true selves, the part that sort of tries to guide us and move us in a certain direction. Beautiful that they gave us both this morning, because that's sort of really evident that what they're trying to say is this is a time to work on your ego, or to understand the part your ego plays in a day-to-day life situation. Okay, so I thought I'd do a little reading today. The readings were very twin flamey this morning. So if you're on a twin flame journey, or even if you're on a twin flame journey and don't know you're on a twin flame journey, it's probably good to look into. And I will have that conversation around twin flames on the weekend readings at the moment. Ooh. Yeah, see, there you go, doing your shadow work. Beautiful. And that's what this time is for. I think we've been asked to do this. I think this has been coming up in my readings probably for over the time that I've been doing readings. It's come up a lot. A lot of what we learn in childhood, around our childhoods, around our early years, we adopt as our truth, and we don't realize that perhaps it's not. I'm going to put 3 cards out here. Okay. All right, I have the 8 of Wands coming out with the King of Cups. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles. Okay, let's just have a look at this energy. Now, if you're not dealing with a water sign, you could be dealing with someone who's very maybe closed off a little emotionally. It doesn't mean that a person doesn't feel. This person may be learning to tune into their own feelings. There seems to be communication coming in from someone that possibly has been feeling a little down, a little sad. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, can be someone that you're close to. And I feel like this person wants to come out of the cold. So they may have been left without conversation. They could have left you with no closure. This person could have snuck away, trying to think they were going to get away with something here. But I feel that they're trying to come in from out of the cold. Someone who perhaps needs to feel the warmth of inside again, to come into the warm energy, and they want to open up to their feelings. The King of Cups, other than representing the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, can be a little closed off. He doesn't really appear cold here, but he does want to express his feelings, because if you see the water coming out of the cup here, there's some expression of how he's feeling that needs to be said. I feel he feels he maybe doesn't have anybody else to talk to about something. And he wants to come in and communicate. This card here talks about communication coming backwards and forwards very quickly, and has adopted this idea of arrows of love, because the wands are about, good morning, Felice, how are you? The arrows here represent, or the wands, sorry, represent passion. So there's this sort of feeling here that there is passionate conversation going backwards and forwards. Because it represents the arrows of love, some of you could be dealing with someone that you have a very strong connection with who may have walked away, left you out in the cold, or maybe not communicated to you, or you may not have communicated to them. And I feel that they don't want to live in this energy anymore. They're feeling very perhaps sad, distant, cold. And there definitely seems to be some sort of communication that they're looking for here. So that's the sort of energy that we're getting all the time at the moment. Now, this could be, being it's the King of Cups can represent a father figure. But it can also represent somebody in your life who you've lost contact with. But it can also represent a masculine energy from a female. So sometimes we sort of get these cards and we go he because it's a he on the card, but it can represent someone who has a strong masculine energy. Everybody has feminine, masculine. Hey, Mickey, how you going? It can represent someone who has a more masculine energy. So it's possible. So if this person has like a position of power, a position in your family that's powerful, it can represent them. So, but someone who's been withholding emotion, I guess that's the best way to say it. Someone perhaps that you haven't been communicating with who's really wants to start something back up again. They don't really like being where they are, I can tell you now. This is a feeling of being cold, left out, not having the connection with somebody, not having that very strong spiritual connection. So I feel like somebody cut someone off here for whatever reason. Okay. All right, I must get back into my work, into my muggle's job. I'm glad I don't have to get dressed up, although I keep looking at my wardrobe and feeling a little sad that I'm probably not going to fit into most of those clothes when things come back down again. I'm sure that all of us are not eating the best way we possibly can. I did start off this whole thing going, right, I'm going to get right into the exercise. I'm going to really be healthy, eat really well. And I haven't got out of my pajamas other than to go shopping, really. No, I have. I've been out a few times, but mainly for, picking up things that I've needed to pick up. But anyway, I will leave you, muggle on. You have a great day too, Jules. I want to wish you all a lot of love. Please take care today. Oh, the mouse is your Chinese sign. Sorry, I missed that. Joanne, bonjour. I loved my time in Paris. I've been to Paris a few times, and the last time we were there for quite a long time, and I had my birthday on a glass boat on the Seine. And I love being in Paris. I think you people sound like you're singing all the time. Your intonation in the way you speak is just divine. Who else have I missed here? I've missed quite a lot of people. Have a great Oh, you're welcome, Mickey. Have a great day, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you at some stage tomorrow, being Friday. All right, mwah, much love.